It's mid-May, we're still in quarantine, and the NBA still hasn't started. Good thing we got Lucky Number Sports coming at you next. What is up, everybody? It is your main man, JC Bobig, coming at you guys yet again with another episode of Lucky Number Sports. I am super psyched about this episode because my top 5 current point guards is that list. Yeah, we're going to do that list at the end of the episode. So that's going to be super fun. Got my paper right here, but turn it around just in case y'all can see it in the camera. I'm hitting everything. Let's get right to the first thing. First things first is, if you have not liked this video, go ahead and like it. If you haven't liked last week's video, go ahead and go back and like that one, and so on and so forth. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. You won't miss out on any of the new content that we have coming out. Also, I have been pretty active on my Facebook page. That's Lucky Number Sports on Facebook. Just go ahead and like the Facebook page, and I do drop episodes on that too. So if you miss it on YouTube, or if you're not always on YouTube, I will drop it on Facebook as well. But make sure you guys like that Lucky Number Sports page and interact, and we can talk and comment on the videos so that we can have, I don't know, maybe a debate or something over the comments. So I'm interested. This show is kind of like, it's just out there. I don't really have how I want to do the show at this moment. I'm just talking. So I don't know how I want to do the show, so just throw some comments out, and let's do this together, guys. Lucky Number Sports is here forever, here to be forever, at least. I'm trying. But dream chasing, fellas, dream chasing, and females, fellas and females. I believe in equality. All right, guys. So let's get right into the first thing that we're going to talk about today, of course, is the NBA season. The NBA season's been on a hiatus for quite a while now, it feels like, and I'm excited and I'm ready for this thing to come back, but it looks like Adam Silver is holding us off just a little bit longer, and we're not going to have that game that we have been craving so long. We're not going to have that game of anything at all, man. It's just, it sucks. It really does. But it looks like even into June, we're not going to see any NBA. Now, practice facilities have opened in certain teams. They have opened their practice facilities, so that is cool. That definitely does give you some type of light in the end of the rainbow, or light in the end of the tunnel. So that's cool that the practice places are open. A lot of the NBA players, believe it or not, with all their money, don't have basketball baskets, like goals or courts. So they haven't been getting any shots up. So it's a good thing that they're open. Get these guys back in there, working out, shooting, getting that touch again, because it didn't feel like that long, but 2 months is a long time of not shooting, not doing anything, because usually even on the off season, like, they're shooting because they can go to a gym, but this has been a pandemic and everything has been closed. So they literally have been a stay-at-home order. We've been on quarantine. It's totally different for it's crazy. We've never been through this before. So it's different, and different things we have to take in different ways, and we have to deliberate different ways and make decisions different ways, and it's just different. So I'm interested to see how different we get with this season. One of the differences that's going to happen this season, it seems like, is that when the NBA does return, it's not going to be with fans. So I think that they ruled out fans completely, which is okay. The sucky thing is that fans is about 40% of the revenue. So that's 40% of the revenue that they won't be getting. That's not good. But at the end of the day, if you can create a safe environment for the players, then we can always watch on TV. There's always other ways to watch games. So you're going to be missing out on some of that revenue. But at the end of the day, if the season can continue, then I think that that's the best thing for it to happen. If you guys watched on my last episode, I talked a little bit about when the season comes back, how I think it would come back. I feel like a genius, me personally, because Adam Silver also said that if and when it's able to make a return, Adam Silver told players it's safer to do it in one or two locations, such as Disney World in Orlando and Las Vegas. So I think that that's really cool, and I'm glad that it's going to be in Orlando because we're the 8th seed. And if it goes straight to the playoffs, that means we'll have home court advantage for the entire playoffs, which I'm okay with. Hopefully that makes a difference. But I'm cool with it. I'll take any advantage that we can have. I will take it. Any advantage. So I'm okay with it, and it seems pretty cool too. Depending on when the season comes back, will depend on when it ends. I have seen reports that Adam Silver's hoping to keep it 7-game series. Even if you have to do first round 5 games, anything like that. If the season comes back, I think it's worth it. But I think we should push for those 7 games, even if it pushes the season into September, October, and instead of starting the season in October, end of October, early November, we could start the season in December on Christmas Day, which is another thing I want to talk about, which is super cool, in my opinion, is starting NBA on Christmas Day. It'd be super dope. I would love to wake up, first of all, pray, say happy birthday to Jesus, and then say happy birthday to my wife, because my wife was born on Christmas too, and then turn on the TV and watch some NBA. It'd be the perfect day. And I think that, especially if it's the start of the NBA, because the start of the NBA, it's just the games, the lineups they have. You have everybody is, for the most part, is healthy. So the start of the NBA is super fun to watch, and the first game of the season is super fun to watch. So if it was on Christmas, it'd make Christmas a pretty fun time, and it definitely would make Christmas the NBA's holiday, just like Thanksgiving is the NFL's holiday. So I think it'd be cool, and it'd be interesting to see how they are going to adjust the season, because this season, it's messed up. We know it's messed up, and we're trying to see when they're going to come back, when the season's going to actually end. But because this season's messed up, next season's messed up as well. So it gives us that little bit of playroom, that room that Adam Silver has to, I don't know, just tweak it around a little bit, see how it goes. If next season doesn't work out that well, scratch it and just go back to what we're used to and what we know is successful. So I'm glad that the NBA owners and the NBA players put their faith in Adam Silver, and Adam Silver he's a genius. I really enjoy the NBA under Adam Silver. I don't really remember David Stern, honestly. I mean, I guess David Stern was a commissioner. I was watching NBA, but I wasn't an adult, so the business part of the NBA wasn't really that interesting. It was just fun watching Kobe and Shaq and AI and all those guys, T-Mac. It was just fun watching those guys. So now I'm into the business part of it a little bit, the communication side of it. And Adam Silver is a really cool dude, and he's doing a great job in the NBA as commissioner. So I'm interested to see what's gonna be the play. What are they gonna play? What are they gonna do with it? Should be fun. But if you haven't lived under a rock for the last, I don't even know, I think like 5 weeks or so, then The Last Dance is a documentary. Comes out on ESPN every Sunday. They drop 2 episodes. This Sunday, which is today, I'm recording today, probably drop tomorrow-ish or Tuesday, depending on how lazy I am, because I have to edit this. But today is episode 9 and 10, and next show that we do, I'm going to go into depth with The Last Dance and my reaction of The Last Dance. A sneak peek. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I personally, I don't know if I like how he won those championships, but he got the job done, and he won those championships, and it's hard to three-peat. It's hard, and you could see that in the documentary. You could see that in real life. Like, when's the last time a team three-peated? Like, you had the Golden State Warriors that could have three-peat, and they just completely KD got injured, Clay got injured, Steph is not 100% healthy, Iguodala was not 100% healthy, Boogie just kept getting injured. It's hard to win 3, and Jordan did it twice. So the series has given me a new aspiration, a new love for Michael Jordan. But it also has put Michael Jordan in a different view to me, because I didn't see Michael Jordan like that. I was born in '94, so the first games I remember, I remember Shaq and Kobe Lakers a little bit playing, but then before that, like, I don't really remember those things. So I'm relying on YouTube, watching highlights and learning my basketball history and documentaries. So watching these documentaries of how it was going on back then, I was like, I don't know, man. He's tough. He's tough. I tell you what, though, he wouldn't be holding my food away like he did old boy Horace Grant. They said that Horace Grant played bad, so Jordan told the stewardess he played bad, so he can't eat. Took his food away from him. Nah, not this guy. I don't care how bad I play, bro. You ain't taking this chicken away from me, bro. No, sir. Nah, but the Last Dance documentary, I definitely recommend to watch. It's been a great watch so far, and there's a bunch of other things that I am going to recommend in the future. I'm going to finish this episode off with a top 5, and I'm going to finish every episode off with a top 5. I came up with this idea because a lot of other channels have top 5s, so I'm going to do my top 5. So this week, the top 5 is going to be my top 5 point guards. And these are point guards that currently play in the NBA. We're not doing history right now. We're just doing current NBA point guards. And this is 100% my opinion. If you disagree, please feel free to comment, because I would love to debate you. And I would love to have more comments on my videos as well. So, I mean, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. You feel me? But nah, man, without further ado, I'm going to start with some honorable mentions. First of all, honorable mentions. These are guys that I think, I'm going to call them lucky numbers, just like I did in the playoffs. These are the lucky numbers that I think either there's something wrong with their game. There's something wrong, but they're definitely lucky numbers, and I do want to talk about them. So I got Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't shoot worth a lick, cannot shoot. But, I mean, how often do you get a 6'10" point guard that is that dynamic with the ball, driving it? I mean, assisting. He has the body to play defense. He can play defense better on point guards because point guards are smaller. So, Ben Simmons, definitely an honorable mention. I got Kemba Walker as an honorable mention. Kemba Walker is a beast, and he's a poor man's Kyrie Irving. Sorry, guys. We're still in quarantine, so if you see me looking out the window or something, it's because somebody catches my eye, and I got my dog here and all that stuff. But nonetheless, Kemba Walker, he's a poor man's Kyrie Irving. He doesn't have as much success as Kyrie Irving, but he also hasn't been put in the same predicaments as Kyrie Irving. So I don't want to say that he's that much better or that much worse than Kyrie Irving, but I also can't say that he is top 5 because he just has no postseason success. I think he made it to the playoffs twice and got bumped in the first round both times. Granted, that one time, who was it, Miami, I think he was playing, and he took them to like 5 or 6 games, maybe 7. But, you know, he had a good series, but he can't get out the first round, so I can't put him in my top 5. But those two, so Ben Simmons, Kemba Walker, and my other honorable mention or lucky numbers, Ja Morant. Ja Morant is so freaking good. The only thing that holds him back is that he's young. It was his first year. I'm still super excited to see what he's gonna do. And yeah, so Ja Morant, it's literally just he's too young. That's the only thing. And he's a stud. Ja Morant's a stud. He's gonna just shock some people over there in Memphis. He is going to shock some people, I'm telling you. So I got Ja Morant, Kemba Walker, Ben Simmons, all honorable mentions. So starting off with number 5, my fifth top 5, my number 5 is going to be Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a veteran, guys. He's a veteran. And I have to give him them veteran respects. I got to give him his veteran respects. He hasn't made it to a finals. He hasn't really been that successful when it comes to the playoffs, simply because of injuries really have haunted his career. But he's a veteran. He's a great assist guy. He's a great tempo guy. He's a great leader on the court. And he is doing a really good job of mentoring Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Along with Steven Adams, he got that team to the 5th seed. Is it the 5th seed? Yeah, the 5th seed in the West. 5th seed in the West. That team is not that good. And he got that team to the 5th seed in the West. I'm going to stick with Chris Paul. He is still good. He's out of his prime, but he's still on a high part of his of the, after his peak. He's still in the high part of it. He's coming down, but he's still in the high part. I still will put him at number 5 as my greatest point guards currently playing. Number 4, I got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, best handle in the league, hands down. And I mean, he's arguable. You got Irving and you got AI when you're looking at handles. You got Irving and you got AI. And of course, people always throw in like Rod Strickland, Jason Williams, Chocolate, all these other guys. But at the end of the day, the two guys that you talk about is Kyrie Irving and AI. Those are your two greatest ball handlers of all time. And Kyrie Irving has it, yo. He has it left-handed. He has it right-handed. The scuba-doo-dooba-doo, the rabba-doo-rabba-doo. I mean, everything. He just gets it. And he gets to the hole, and I love it. And what I do like about him as well is he got that clutch gene, man. He hit that shot in Cleveland to win the championship, giving LeBron James his 3rd championship. He's just a stud, man. He's a stud. I got him at number 4. I'm excited to see what he does with KD. If the season does come back this season, I wonder if he'll come back. So definitely something to think about. I got Kyrie Irving at my number 4. Number 3 is going to shock some folks. Probably not shock too many people. But I got Damian Lillard at my number 3. And Damian Lillard does not have that much postseason success. But he does have postseason success. And you can't sleep on him. He made it to the Western Conference Finals last year, playing really good, not great, just really good. And he's also made it out of the first round, out of the second round. He has a little bit of miles on his body, if you know what I'm saying. He has some miles on his body, and he's made it to the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, since his second year, every year. So he's a good player. He's a really good point guard. He's a career, or every year he's averaging. There's my wife and my son. They went to the park. Every year he's averaging, in the high 30s in his 3-point percentage. This year he was actually having a career high in points, 29, and a career high in assists at 7. So I think that, Damian Lillard, man, he's making a name for himself. Of course, we want to see a championship coming from him. But I think if he just keeps going where he's going, he's going to get him a championship. And I don't know if he's going to climb these other two. But I do think that he has a chance. There's a chance for everybody, right? So he has a chance to climb these other two. Damian Lillard, I have him as at my number 3. So my top 2 point guards in the league. So number 2, Russell Westbrook. I love Russell Westbrook so much. He just plays so freaking hard. It's Jordan-esque. He's not Jordan-esque. His heart and how hard he plays is Jordan-esque. And I love it. I love it. I love it. He goes 100 miles per hour every single time. He got his teammates back on the court, averaged a triple-double for 3 straight seasons. And it's not easy to average a triple-double. I'm tired of people minimizing that fact, saying he cheated for rebounds, assists, and all that other stuff. It is not easy to average a triple-double. It's not. If it was that easy, then LeBron James would be averaging a triple-double. If it was that easy, then Michael Jordan would have averaged a triple-double. Like, it's not that easy. You have to be some type of athlete to be able to average a triple-double. Now, I'm not saying that LeBron James can't average a triple-double. I just don't think that is necessarily in his game, averaging a triple-double, because sometimes they need something different from him. And the same thing with Michael. Sometimes they needed something different from him. But Russell Westbrook, he's been able to go in there and do his thing. So I'm definitely giving props to my man Russell Westbrook at my number 2. And my best point guard in the league is Steph Curry. What can you say? Steph Curry is, not even arguably, he is the best shooter that I have ever seen with my 2 eyes. And for most people, he's the best shooter of all time. Steph Curry is a boss, dude. He's shooting, to put this in perspective, I think Damian Lillard is a pretty good 3-point shooter. And I don't think that he's as good as Steph Curry, but I do think that a lot of times when people are comparing shooting, they always look at Damian Lillard to compare to Steph Curry or, other shooters. But let's look at Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard averaged high 30s three-point percentage. Steph Curry averages every year from 42 to 45%. Pick a number. He's going to average it that year. 42 to 45%. It's insane how good he shoots the rock. So I got to put him at my number one point guard. He also has a little bit of a dribble. He has that assist game. So he's a little smaller on the defensive end. I will give that to anybody that says something. I'll give it to him. His defensive presence isn't really that strong just because he's not as big as some of these other guys. But his offense is so great, and him changing the entire way that we play basketball, the entire way basketball has been played, he changed it. He's the number one point guard, best point guard currently in the league. Because of that, he was able to change the entire game, and guess what? Everybody fell in line. You don't see no big man being like, no, I ain't going to shoot no three. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to dunk the ball. Arr. No, you don't see that, no. You don't see that. My son just hit the camera. That's all good. But you don't see that no more. You don't see a guy coming in and wanting to dunk the ball like Zion, but you don't see like a big man trying to do that anymore. Every big man is trying to stretch out their range. Every big man is trying to hit that corner three. Every big man is doing it. And it's because of that man right there. Steph Curry, my number one. So my top fives was Chris Paul at number 5, Kyrie Irving at number 4, Damian Lillard at number 3, Russell Westbrook at number 2, and my man Steph Curry at number 1. Honorable mentions, Kemba Walker, John Morant, and Ben Simmons. There are plenty of point guards out there. I might have forgot one. Don't kill me, but do remind me in the comments below. It's been fun, guys. I enjoyed this episode. Next episode's going to be even funner, so make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the post notification button so you know when that next episode hits. We're still in quarantine, guys, so make sure you're washing your hands, soap and water, and above all else, make sure you stay lucky.